Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I didn't have the time to play the music today because it is a really important week, and I know there's going to be some difficult questions and a lot of doubts in your minds. So let's get the stream started, guys. First of all, I'd just like to welcome you all once again to the stream and thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate it. And before I get started answering your questions, I'd like to tell you that I've made one transfer, which is Alonso to Shaw. Right. So this is my transfer. Let me pin the message for anybody who asks me which transfer I've made. So guys, I was planning to make more transfers, but I just thought that chasing the triple game week is not the best idea, because I think there's going to be rotation. I don't find even a single player in that United team which is nailed on for all the three fixtures. So I was a bit dubious. Hey Matea, hey Barry, Nehal, Todd, Babin, thank you so much. Aditya, Dipesh, Nick, thank you so much. Shopnan, I welcome you all, my friends. And you see, that is the reason I didn't go after the triple game week. I wanted to, I was thinking, I'm still thinking at the back of my mind to kind of, to take Son out for Greenwood and, to attack the double game week. But, guys, we just don't have to think about one game week, right? We have to think about game week 36 as well. What happens in game week 36 if we just put all, we don't have wildcards left, we don't have anything else left, and we simply just attack one game week? What happens after that? And by the way, I have forgot to change my overall points, which I will definitely update right now. They are like 2125. That's not the right total. Yeah. All right. John Vick says, hey Wiz, hope you're doing good in these times in our country. Guys, the conditions in India are really, really difficult at this moment in time. I really hope you're all well. I hope you're staying safe, and I hope, you're just taking care of yourself, because, it is just absolutely, we feel helpless right now. People gasping for breath, lack of oxygen, whatnot, guys. This COVID is turning crazy. Just take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and that is all I have to say. Just, but this is an FPL stream, so I'm just going to, focus on FPL today. Adrian says Leno is so unreliable, and I know, and that is the reason I'm still considering to take him out. Lighter says bringing in Greenwood or Zaha. To be honest with you, I just don't trust Zaha that much. It is just the thing with me and Zaha. He just not had a good relation with Wilfred Zaha over the years, and he's so unreliable. And to be honest with you, if you check his record, it's not been the best. It's just, he has like one assist and maybe one goal in the last, I don't know how many game weeks. So it doesn't fill me with too much confidence, does Wilfred Zaha, I have made one transfer. I still might take a hit. I'm just thinking at the back of my mind, because I wasn't able to make up my mind before coming to the stream whether I should take a hit, maybe take out Son for Greenwood, or maybe just take out Leno for somebody like Gaita or somebody, but I wasn't honestly able to make up my mind. So I thought, I just come here, I just talk to you guys, and just tell you what I'm thinking about and how I'm approaching this double game week. By the way, the last week was absolutely crazy, guys. I mean, I took a -8 and I took out Jota, and I took out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I brought in James Ward-Prowse, which was good. He gave me 10 points. I brought in Kane in place of Ollie Watkins. So I took out Jota, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Watkins, and I brought in Kane, Ward-Prowse, and I don't remember who I brought in, but yeah. So Kane, James Ward-Prowse, and dang, why don't I remember? Anyways, so yeah, these were my transfers, and the game didn't go through, and Salah and Fernandes, two of my most expensive players, didn't even play. So but all because of that, we're getting this double game week, so no problems. Alright, so back to answering your questions. Barry says any transfer options. Martinez, Pope, my friend, two expensive keepers is too much in my opinion. Dean, Dallas, Saiz, Reguilon, Sofa, Lingard, Fernandez, Jota, Pereira, Bamford, Iheanacho, Kane. I think you could do Bamford to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, my friend. I think that's a pretty good option. I mean, Everton got like really good fixtures till the end of the season, so Dominic Calvert-Lewin is some player which everybody's kind of sleeping on at the moment. But Everton have good fixtures. Bjorn says, which trio is better, Gaeta, Ward, Son, while saving a transfer, or Patricio, Maguire, Zaha? I'm not so sold on Patricio at the moment. I don't think Wolves are keeping are good at defending anymore. They're just conceding too many goals, especially with Willy Bolly being out, and also their left back Johnny being out for the long term now. I wouldn't bring in Patricio. Maguire and Zaha, yeah, you can if you want to. Guys, by the way, all of you who are bringing in these players, these triple game week players of United, remember, like United don't have a fixture in 36, Chelsea don't have a fixture, and Arsenal don't have a fixture in 36. So when you're bringing in these triple game week players, remember what you'll have to contend with, because I know many people have got Chelsea defense. I know many people have got, they're bringing in United players as well. So be just careful about that. You need to have a team in 36 as well. Just be careful. That says, what's up, bro? How are you? I'm fine, bro. The transfer, one of the transfers locked in. I did Alonso to Shaw. I might make one more transfer, my friend, over the course of this stream. Maybe, I'm just thinking at the back of my mind, maybe to change my keeper or not. The lovely lad says, Havertz or Son to Zaha. Need to make the move to fund Trent Alexander-Arnold. You see, my friend, even I had considered that move. I just don't think that... No, I feel Trent Alexander-Arnold is just too expensive for what, Liverpool are not in the best of form, and, I wouldn't do it, to be honest with you. If you really, really want to go for Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'd suggest you to possibly move, Havertz, because I just don't trust, because the comments by Thomas Tuchel were, like, very inconclusive, and he said that there might be a rotation, we don't have that many days, and we've got a double game week, and all these things. So I just, I know Havertz has been in great form, and even in the Champions League semi-final he did really well, but just don't know if he's nailed on. Son, we all know is nailed on. Shopman says, going to bench boost this round, should I bring Lingard to Zaha, Cody to Dean, or a goalkeeper who has a double? Which goalkeeper got United players, 3 United players already? I mean, Lingard has got some really good fixtures till the end of the season, my friend, and if I was you, I'd possibly keep Lingard. Cody to Dean, yes, I like that move. If you want, you can do Cody to Dean, and maybe a goalkeeper, And I think Pickford could be a decent option. Gaeta could be another, so you can think about that. Yash says, I've wasted my bench boost. Manchester United and Liverpool game got cancelled and automatic subs took. My friend, that is really unfortunate, and I really feel bad for you. Sorry for that. Nishil says, Calvert-Lewin for Kane, Bruno for Son, bring Son and Bale next week. Nishil, this is, I don't know if I want to recommend that move, taking out both the Spurs players when Spurs have something to fight for. Spurs are looking to, get as high up in the table. They can't make, or there's very less likelihood of them making the top 4, but they're still, fighting for maybe the Europa League or something, they're just fighting for a place. So taking out both the Spurs players, I think would be too much, in my opinion. Leeds, I know, are defensively really good, but I would still keep one Spurs player if you can. Aditya says, Martinez to Mendy, Holding to Mitchell. I wouldn't bring in Mendy. He's blanking next game week, my friend. Holding to Mitchell, yeah, that can do. Rafinha to Zaha, if you want. Out of Zaha and Greenwood, guys, I just prefer Greenwood. I think Greenwood has been in such a great form, and Zaha hasn't. Zaha has his moments. I mean, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't been in the best of form. So, in my opinion, not Zaha for me. It says you bought in Luke Dean in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold. No, I brought in Mason Holgate. I brought in Mason Holgate, who I don't even know is gonna start because he's been having a howler, especially in the last game. Iheanacho captain. Not you can if you want to, my friend, but that means like focusing on mostly on the Newcastle game, because the United game is gonna be tough for Leicester, to be honest with you. United are in good form, and you know, Iheanacho is the in-form player in the league. You know, you can if you want to captain him, definitely. But the thing is, the United fixture seems difficult, and then only the Newcastle game is the one that you should be targeting if you're captaining Iheanacho. Benteke captain, says Salmon. I mean, it's a differential, but you know, it's a bit tough, bro. For me to you know, to say that you should captain Benteke when there are better options around, bro. If you wanna go for it, if you feel it, then you should, bro. Jethro says, what's up, Wiz? Hope everyone from India on this chat are safe. I brought in Maguire, Greenwood, and Calvert-Lewin with a -4. I like those moves, bro. I will have 6 players with a blank game week next week. I will have to take more hits. Well, you see, the thing is, there are 2 ways to play this game. One is to kind of plan for the future, you know, to play safe. The other one is to just go for it. I tried to go for it last game week and it just went horribly wrong, guys. Because, you know, the United game got cancelled and I just didn't have enough players on the bench. So 39 points with a -8 thanks to James Ward-Prowse. And on top of that, Tottenham score 4 goals and Kane doesn't even get an assist. It's just, sometimes these things are just crazy. By the way, I'm safe, and you know, I've been trying to keep safe, Jethro, but it's been really difficult. COVID everywhere, all around, you know, even the people living close to me here in the next block, you know, our neighbors, everybody's suffering here from COVID. It's just been impossible to you know, to keep my head on only on FPL or only on football. This is just, the situation is horrible, but we're trying our best. So start Rudiger or holding. Light raise this. I'm not very enthused by any of them, actually. You can start Rudiger if you want. You know, I think he's gonna get some game time, because even Chelsea and Arsenal, they've just got one decent fixture. For Chelsea, that decent fixture is Arsenal, and for Arsenal, the decent fixture is West Bromwich Albion. So you know, it depends on which fixture you want to bank on. Alfred says, is selling Son and Azpilicueta for Salah and Konsa a good move in your opinion? I think that's a decent move. You know, Salah definitely double game week and all the subsequent fixtures are really, really good. So yes, getting Salah is a good move for Son. I think so. Konsa, you know, you could maybe go for somebody else because Konsa has a really, really difficult set of fixtures coming up. Although he has a double, don't get me wrong. Anna says Son for Greenwood for a hit. Confused because United don't have a fixture in 36. You see, guys, this is the dilemma that we are all in, because see, this is the thing, right? I mean, you're going for a triple game week player essentially. If you're taking a hit for him, it means like if he plays all the games, you get 6 points. I mean, that's not a hit, technically considering, right? So, but those players are blanking in 36. So. You know, just for this case, I would just like to show you one tool as well, but there's so many questions that I need to get to answer, and then I'll show you that tool. Barry says, do I play Martinez or Pope? If I was you, my friend, I would play Martinez. I would always play a double game week player. Although you know, I know what you feel about Pope and Fulham. Pope might get more points, but you need to take a chance. You need to give Emi Martinez a chance. Also, Martinez is so heavily owned, and if he does keep a clean sheet, you know, it'll just affect you, just in case, you know. So I would if I was you, I would play Martinez. Bipin says, who'd you captain, Greenwood, Zaha, or Salah? If I was you, my friend, if I wanted to go for, let's say, safe captaincy option, I would go with Salah. And if I wanted to go for a differential, I would go with Greenwood. I wouldn't captain Zaha. So that would be, for me, Salah, reliable, Greenwood, differential, Zaha, not so much. Alright, moving on, guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of your comments, but just so many. But just try to listen to me answering other people. So you might find your answer in there, guys. Surfro says, Viz, when are you planning to use a triple captain? Already been used and wasted on Kane. Got just 24 points on my triple captain, bro. Hi, bro. Agree with Son and Lingard. Yeah, I just don't get the context, bro. Can you be more elaborate? Anas says, who should I play, Son or Holding? Have Kane also. Bro, there's no question you should play Son. Definitely play Son over Holding. I mean, at most Holding will keep one clean sheet. Son, if he bangs, Leeds are a good defensive team right now, but they are also very unpredictable. They can concede goals, and Tottenham need to win. They need to just push up the table. Sid says, bro, I brought in Dean, James Ward-Prowse, Ward for Cody, Lingard and Rudiger for a -8. I think that's fine. I mean, the only player I wouldn't have sold out of those is Lingard, possibly, because, Lingard has some decent fixtures coming up. Let me show you here. Lingard has got some decent fixtures coming up. Brighton, West Bromwich Albion and Southampton. I expect him to score some goals, especially with Antonio fit. I think West Ham are going to win these games, and I might even be looking to bring in Antonio in the coming game weeks, because he's a beast when he's on it. When he's fit, he's an absolute beast. So yeah, all right. Shivam says, my team, short target Chilwell, Ward-Prowse, Aubameyang, my friend Aubameyang. Why do you have him? Rashford, Bruno, Madison, Vardy, Watkins, captain picks. I would captain Vardy out of them, my friend. Bruno, if you want to, if you want kind of a bit of a differential, you can try Vardy. Everybody's going to captain Bruno if they own him, because he's got a triple. I'm not sure if he's going to play all the games. That is a catch. Oyston Fortune says, start Forster or Leno. Will I take a -4 to get Gaeta and also play Rudiger Son? To be honest with you, Oyston, if you want to take a hit for your keeper, this is the game week to do it, because your keeper is going to play 2 games. So essentially that hit is going to be compensated, because you're going to be in the uncertainty with Forster and Leno. At least get a keeper who is going to start every week. I'm in the same boat as you. I'm still considering. I was thinking to get even Dean Henderson in place of Leno, but again, the problem of blanking keepers is going to just be with me then if I bring in Dean Henderson. That is the reason I didn't make a transfer. I'm just waiting and thinking as well. Avnish says, hey Wiz, I'm late. You're not late, my friend. We've still got lots of time. We've got 1 hour to talk. No, don't worry about it. If you have any questions, I'll make sure I get to it. Alright, Nehal says, what do you think? Son to Greenwood, Saka to Zaha for a -4. We'll have 10 plus double game week plus 10 double game week plus Kane. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent, Nehal. Because to be honest with you, Son to Greenwood and Saka to Zaha. I mean, I'm not sure about Zaha, to be honest with you. You could only do Son to Greenwood and maybe play Saka if you want, because Zaha has not been in the best of form, and not sure how much Crystal Palace are in it now. They're possibly on the beach. They know they're safe. They can't be relegated. So not sure how seriously they're taking their games. Adrian says, best keeper for the double and remaining game weeks. To be honest with you, I'm thinking, I was taking a look at Pickford. He's got some decent fixtures. He's also got a double and he's not blanking in 36. Gaeta maybe as well, looking decent. If you want, you could take a punt on Dean Henderson, and even if he blanks for 1 game week, he'll just compensate you in the upcoming weeks, because United also have some decent fixtures upcoming. Rashford or Greenwood? To be honest with you, Ashish, I would go with Greenwood, because Rashford has this ankle problems, the foot problem. He's been flagged ever since, and Ole said they're managing it. So I don't see him playing 3 games. I don't even see him playing 2 full games, to be honest with you. Rashford. Darsh says, Jota and Azpilicueta out for Dean and Ward-Prowse. I don't know if you want to take out Jota, Darsh. You could take out Azpilicueta for Dean. You could just keep Jota, to be honest with you. Liverpool have got some decent fixtures here. Let me show you their fixtures. See here, I mean, Southampton, United. After that, you look at these 3 fixtures. I mean, I expect Jota to start these games, and if he starts, I expect him to do well in these games as well. Akshay says, whom should I bring in, Greenwood or Van Bissaka? I mean, you could bring in both if you wanted. If I had to choose one, I would go with Greenwood. Nishil says, why not Maguire instead of Shaw? That is a very interesting question, my friend. The thing is, I was thinking about Shaw, and I was thinking about Shaw and Maguire, which one to bring in, which one not to bring in. But the thing is, and it's a very important point to consider. Maguire might play 3 games, and even Ole said in his press conference, even Maguire cannot play every minute of the season, so he needs a rest down the line somewhere. So, Maguire might be rested for 1 game, maybe, Eric Bailly starting the game, or, somebody else starting the game, Axel Tunzabi, somebody. So basically, nobody's nailed on for all 3 games except maybe Dean Henderson. And we're not even sure if Henderson gets to play all the 3 games. He might, chuck in De Gea for one. So, you're not sure. They've got like 3 games in a space of like 5 days. How do you expect them to recover? These are football players, but still. So I just wanted to get an attacking player who's the most attacking, and it was Shaw. That is the reason. Lingard, Son, target. Pick 2. I'd pick Lingard and Son. Yeah, I'd pick Lingard and Son. Even I know target has got a double. It's tough, my friend. Maybe target over Lingard, Son and target maybe, but I would definitely pick Son. Anas says Mendy out for Pickford for a hit. Yeah, if you want to take out Mendy, this is the game week to do it, Anas, because you'll get 2 games out of Pickford, and you might get lucky. Yeah, definitely. Is Joel Ward nailed? I think so. Joel Ward is nailed. He's played the last few games, and I think he's nailed. Yes. Yep. Anas says can't see the fixtures. Oh, you can't? Oh, sorry. I've been showing the wrong fixtures. Damn, guys. Right, I was actually showing it in the wrong window. Apologies, guys. Thank you so much for mentioning it, my friend. Anas. FPL Jack says, yo, Wiz, I'm getting in Bruno for Son and Phillips for Cody. Viable? Yeah, I think that's viable. I think Nat Phillips is fit again, and Bruno is obviously a triple game week, so I agree with those moves, FPL Jack. Luke Shaw. Is it a wise choice? As I'm hearing, he might not start any of the 3. That is not true, my friend. I mean, Luke Shaw was subbed off early in that game against Roma because United had a comfortable lead. Cavani had scored a goal, and that is the reason he was taken off, and Telles came in for him. But I expect Luke Shaw to start 2 games out of the 3, at least, bro. So I wouldn't listen to the rumors. As long as he isn't injured, I think he starts. Praveen says, sorry if this was discussed earlier, but do you think triple captain Bruno is a good option? Praveen, it's a very tough for me to tell you because I'm not sure how much game time Bruno is going to get. I'm expecting him to get good game time, but how much is difficult for me to predict at the moment. So if I was you, I would possibly captain a player who I know is going to start. Somebody like, I'm not saying you should triple captain Salah, but at least I know he's going to start both the games, right? So that is the thing. That is the important thing. You could maybe look at somebody like Vardy. We know he's going to start both the games. So be careful, bro. If I was you, I would be a little wary of putting it on Bruno. It could go both ways. Donacho says Lingard to Ward-Prowse, Cody to Coleman, or Cancelo to the other defender. Still have a wildcard. Probably use it next week to have 8 triple doublers. Oh, alright. Well, to be honest with you, out of those, I'd say Cody to Coleman, or maybe Cody to even, Dean if you have the budget. Or even Cancelo to Dean looks decent to me. Because Cancelo, I'm not so sure how much City defenders get to play. They're just going to rotate a lot. Asset says, is Greenwood a good shout? Definitely a good shout. He's been in a great form. He's got like 3 fixtures in the week, and I expect him to play. Even if he plays 1.5 fixtures out of 3, I'd still say Greenwood is a good option in the form he's in. Light Ray says, what do you think of Phillips? I think he's a decent option. I was considering him as well. I was thinking to replace Rudiger with Nat Phillips, but then I thought, if I'm not going to play Nat Phillips, why should I take a hit? And that is the reason I didn't go for him. Because, for me, he was like just wasting a hit based off 4 points. I could, maybe I could go for Trent Alexander-Arnold next week if given the chance. So that is the reason I didn't take a hit for Nat Phillips. 0.3 in the bank. Any suggestions, says Yash. Jota, Fernandes, Pereira, Son, Lingard. That's fine. 2 single game weeks, just like me. Sofal, Shaw, Cody. That's fine. I mean, you could replace Cody maybe. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alioski, Vardy, Watkins, Bamford. You could get maybe you could get a cheap defender like Nat Phillips in place of Cody, but you've already got Jota, and yeah, you could possibly get Nat Phillips or somebody like Mitchell, even Mitchell, or like somebody else for Cody, and you could try to get Dominic Albert-Lewin in place of Bamford. Triple captain Bruno, again, I just discussed it, my friend. I'm not sure how much game time Bruno is gonna get. If you want to take a chance, you could do that, because I don't see a better opportunity for a triple captain in the subsequent weeks, because there is not gonna be another double game week in the coming weeks. So the only option you have is to go for a double game week or a triple game week player in this game week, or to risk it on a single game week player. So it based on your gut, bro. If I'm captaining Bruno, I accept that he's a good option, right? Is he good for triple captaincy? That you have to decide, bro. It's based on your instinct. Nahal says Mendy, Rudiger, Shaw, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, all right. Greenwood, Zaha, Tielemans, Salah, Bruno, Nacho, Kane. What do you think of this team? Nahal, starting two Chelsea defenders, Mendy and Rudiger, maybe not the best option. Maybe you can possibly, if you have somebody else on the bench, you could start him, and you could even possibly replace Rudiger with somebody else if you want, because Chelsea is kind of, for me, it's a bit touch and go. The Chelsea team. Is Coleman nailed? Do you rate Ward-Prowse? Who should I put on first on my bench, Dallas or Lowton? If I was you, I'd possibly put Dallas first on my bench. Coleman, he's nailed. Not sure if he's going to play 90 minutes in both the games. That is the only thing I would say about Coleman. Ward-Prowse, at 5.8 million, I definitely consider Ward-Prowse as a decent option. He's on penalties. If Danny Ings is not in the team, he's on penalties as well. He has a great free kick on him. He takes corners. What's not to like about Ward-Prowse at 5.8 million? The only thing is, who are you getting in James Ward-Prowse for is the question, bro. FPL Jack says, I'm still undecided. Shall I get Bruno or Greenwood? This is $1 million question, bro. The thing is, we're not sure about how many minutes Bruno is going to get. We're not sure about how many minutes Greenwood is going to get. But if I had to choose one, possibly if I had to choose one this game week, I'd possibly say just go for a Greenwood. Less risk. Not that expensive. You can possibly easily get him in. With Bruno, I think you'll have to just tear up your entire team. So I'd say just go for Greenwood. MSK says, worth doing Ward to Veltman, a -4. He would then replace Lingard in my team. You mean Veltman to Ward, right? Or I'm possibly getting you wrong, MSK. Holgate or Trent Alexander-Arnold for this game weekend to keep for definitely Trent Alexander-Arnold, 100%, bro. Ashish says, who are the three better Manchester United options to bring? I'd say Greenwood, definitely Greenwood. Bruno is, because one of the reasons Bruno is a good option, because he's just absolutely nailed on, and not nailed on. He's just so heavily owned, And the third one I'd say is a defender. Possibly Harry Maguire should be the best, because I think he gets to start most of the games. Attacking wise, I think Shaw is better than Maguire. Sanshiru says, hi Wiz, -8, Amarte, Alonso and Son to Greenwood, Shaw and Dean. I like those transfers a lot. Sanshiru, just make sure that you know that Greenwood and Shaw are missing out in 36 and you might not have enough players. Just be careful about that, and if you're covered in 36, then go for it. Why is nobody talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Prafulit, the thing is, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is 5.7, Shaw is 5.4. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is probably, looking to get more game time than Shaw. That I agree with you. But Shaw is one of the most attacking defenders in Europe this season, let alone United. He's one of the most attacking, the creative defenders in Europe. So that is the reason I went for him. Amit says, Vardy and Nacho keeping both, is that a risk? Not a risk. Not against Newcastle. Vardy's got Leicester have got 14 goals in the last 4 games against Newcastle. Not a risk for me. Zaha or Trent? Trent for me. Long term, I'd say Trent. Zaha is a bit touch and go for me. If he is like a luxury player in your team, if you have a spot, you can dedicate one spot to Zaha. I'd say you can, but if I was you, I'd possibly go with Trent looking at the upcoming fixtures of Liverpool here. I would want to own Trent for these fixtures. West Brom, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Honestly, I would go with Trent, bro. Neil says, thanks, Fizz, you're welcome, bro. Ali Himat says, but now Klein has returned from injury. I know Klein is trained and stuff. With Crystal Palace, I think they rarely change their defenders. So not sure about Ward. If Klein is fit again, because let me see what my note says. I make notes, by the way, guys, of all the teams that I think the press conferences as well. Let me just give me a second. I'll check it for you. Since so many people are asking about Ward, in my notes of where's Nathaniel Klein could come into. He played for the under-23s. Did Nathaniel Klein? I don't think he starts the next game, but it doesn't mean that Nathaniel Klein won't come into the team. He could come into the team in the subsequent game weeks. So yeah, maybe Ward is not so nailed on like for the rest of the season. Just be wary of that. Benteke for a hit and sub Lingard. If you want, you can. Benteke is a decent option. From Crystal Palace, if I had to go for one player, it has to be Zaha for me. If I had to go for a Crystal Palace player, Benteke is fine. He's scores maybe one goal in like 6, 7 games, 8 games. Just not for me. Not for a hit. I'd play Lingard if I had the option. Weltman to Ward. MSK, I just discussed about Ward. They say Nathaniel Klein is back in training. He played the under-23 game. He might come back later, so I'd say Ward is not nailed on. If you want, you could go for somebody like some centre back or somebody else. But I'd say Ward is maybe won't be nailed on if Klein comes back. Avni says, what are thoughts about Cavani? Is he going to start 3 since Martial and James are that is the reason I just keep thinking about. The thing is, Cavani can start 3 games in 5 days. It's just not the right age for him. And also, he played the game against Roma. He got a few minutes, like a lot of minutes in that game as well. So I'd say Greenwood might start one of the games as a striker, and that is very, very encouraging for the owners of Mason Greenwood. Is DCL and Greenwood for Son and Bamford for free? Already have Bruno, Salah, Kane, Nacho, indeed. My friend, I'd say that's fine. If you have good players for 36, I'd say those transfers are looking absolutely delicious. If I was you, I'd definitely do it. Justin says Rashford or Greenwood. Justin, I'd say Greenwood. Because Rashford has this foot injury which he's struggling against. He might play 2 games, but I'd say still Greenwood is just in a better form at the moment. He just keeps getting goals, and I'd go for Greenwood. Razif says, hey Viz, should I play Rudiger or Son? Son, my friend. Always Son. Sanchiro says, thanks Viz, good luck for Game Week 35, and you too, my friend. Ikjot says, Jota or Greenwood? Greenwood, my friend. At least for the next game week. Barry says, Reguilon to Shaw for a -4. You can do it, Barry, but remember, just have to have a good team for 36 as well. Just, guys, I keep reminding you this because of the reason I considered this during my transfers. Zaha or Trent on the free hit. On the free hit, I'd say go for Zaha. If you are on a free hit, I'd go with Zaha. Because, if you're with a player like Zaha, if you're bringing him in on a permanent transfer, it's a different issue. But on a free hit, I think you can go for him. It's a bit of a risk, but it's still going to work. Jackson says, who did you transfer in? I brought in Shaw in place of Alonso. Jackson. Alright, moving on. Babin says, bro, I have 2 free transfers. Cody, Son, Rafinha to Shaw, Greenwood, Zaha. Is Zaha good for a -4? Shall I get Gaita? I have Martinez and Foster. Will you at least have a playing keeper for the double game week? I wouldn't suggest to take a hit for Gaita. I think you're good with Martinez. You can just do two transfers. You don't. If you want to bring in Zaha, that's totally up to you. For me, you don't need to get Gaita, bro. Amit says, are you sure about Son as a vice captain? To be honest with you, I didn't even look at my vice captain. I expect Bruno to start at least 1 game. So vice captain in this game week is absolutely, totally useless. I hope so. Unless... What just happened here, guys? Apologies. I don't know. why don't I have the permission to change my own team, guys? I'm sorry. This wasn't meant to happen. All right, now I need to enter my username and password in front of the world. Beautiful. Hang on, guys. This game sometimes drives me nuts, but we all love it. So it's all good, isn't it? Just give me a second, guys. I need to. Never happened before. For some reason, these things happen, and I need to put it right again. There you go. Alrighty, guys. So my vice captain is Anacho. Thanks for reminding me, Amrit, but I don't think it's gonna be needed. Success is Mendy, Dean, Trusson. Success, if you can give me a pointed question, that would be better, bro, because it's just difficult for me to process teams right now. Mendy, Dean, Shaw, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Lingard, Jota, Fernandez, Son, Watkins, Kane, and Anacho. If you got 2 transfers, I would suggest you to get... The thing is, you've got Mendy, who's blanking in 36, so maybe you can change a keeper with your free transfer. Other than that, you could possibly get Greenwood in place of Jota if you can for this game week, just for this game week. Ikjot says, should I take a hit to bring in Greenwood? For whom, Ikjot? Which player are you transferring out for a hit? That is what I want to know before that. Surfro says, shall I get Greenwood and Maguire for Son and Reece James? If you want, you can. Yeah, definitely, Surfros. I think those are good transfers. Reece James not nailed on at all. Son, yes, he is nailed on, but Greenwood is amazing this game week. Viz, I brought in 3 Everton players. Coleman, Dean, and DCL for a -4. I hope it'll work out. Nike, I think that's a decent move. Not just this double game week. I think they've got a good fixtures going up to the end of the season. Here, let me show you their fixtures if I can find an Everton player in my team. So you see, they've got West Ham, Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Wolves. So I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And I really would love to have DCL in my team this game week. Alexander says, is Kabak gonna play? To be honest with you, there are a bit of rumors about Kabak injured and Fabinho going back to centre back, but I am not sure about that, bro. So I can't confirm it one way or another. But I heard the rumors that Kabak is out. Bench boost or triple captain? This game week? I'd say bench boost if you can. Double game week, triple game weeks. What's not to like about the bench boost this game week? Help me with 3 punt differentials for this game week. Free hitters left, so I don't need to think about blank. Alright. Dean Henderson. I'd say you should possibly go with Dean Henderson, possibly. Differentials is a bit of a difficult term because many people are going for the players I'm gonna suggest to you. Zaha could be one. If you want to take a punt, Zaha could be a decent one. Greenwood, I'm not sure how much owned Greenwood is, but I'm sure that he's still somewhere not in the high. Let me see. It's just 9.4 million, so I'd consider Greenwood a differential and a punt, to be honest with you, this game week, bro. Triple captain Salah, not this game week, bro. I just not feeling the triple captain. He's fasting. One thing, he's fasting, and 2, he doesn't have the best of fixtures. I wouldn't triple captain Salah this game week. Size to Shaw, yes, Suleiman, yes, I could bring in Cavani or Bruno to captain. Bruno, in my opinion. Barry says, thank you, Wiz. You're welcome, my friend. Akshay says, whom should I start between Kane and Konsa? I don't need to think twice, Akshay. Come on, is that even debatable? Start Konsa. I'm kidding. Start Kane, bro. Sudeep says, Sigurdsson or Ward-Prowse? I have Kane and Vardy and Salah. Whom to sacrifice for Bruno? See, the thing is, I'd sacrifice Sigurdsson. The thing is, it's a bit of a balance. I don't know how many Everton players you have, but I'd say Ward-Prowse has got better fixtures than Sigurdsson in the upcoming weeks. And Sigurdsson is on free kicks. Ward-Prowse is on penalties. He's on free kicks. He's on corners. It's just got more going for him. Ward-Prowse. I have 5.1 million. Who is the best defender for this week? I mean, you could go for Lindelof, Raja, if you want. It's a bit of a risk. Because not a risk because he doesn't attack that much, but Lindelof is I think he's bound to start 2 games out of 3. So you could go for Lindelof if you want. You could even think about somebody like Coleman I'd prefer Lindelof out of the two, just because United have got 3 games. Babin says start to Rudiger, Rafinha, Lingard, Kane. Lingard and Kane. I would start Lingard and Kane. Siaman says, should I buy Bamford for the next game week? I don't think so. If you can, buy Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Thinking to go wild. Son to Salah, Greenwood, and Kane to DCL. Yeah, if you want, you can just do Son to Greenwood, and I would be content with that as well. You know, and if you want, you can do Kane to DCL as well. But for me, I think Son to Greenwood is good enough. New goalkeeper needed. I think to replace Leno. Much chance of Pickford being dropped for Olsen. I don't think so. Pickford is going to be dropped now. He had a great performance against Arsenal, and even against Aston Villa, he made great saves. Although they lost that game, Greenwood made some really, really good saves. I don't think Pickford is going to be dropped. And do I think he's a good option? I think Pickford is a really good option. Yes. Konsa or Rudiger for this game week? I'd say Aston Villa plays Everton, and imagine I don't even have one Aston Villa player in my team. A bit difficult. Yeah, I mean, Aston Villa has, they've got Everton and they've got Manchester United. Do I see Konsa keeping a clean sheet? Maybe in the Everton game, but I don't expect him to keep. Start Rudiger, I think, maybe against Arsenal they can keep a clean sheet if he starts. But if you want a certain starter, then go for Konsa. Thomas says, should I take an 8-point hit to get Maguire, Fernandes and DCL and Greenwood in for Diaz, Salah, Mount and Bamford? I mean, Mount has a double game week as well. Salah has a double game week too. I think that's a bit too much, Thomas. If you can, you could just, you could get DCL and maybe Greenwood. I think that would be decent as well. I think that's a bit too much. Salah's got a double game week too. Mount has got one. So if you can get DCL and Greenwood, I think that should be good. Start Mitchell for this game week. Aditya, I'm not sure if Mitchell starts. He did start the last game week, but then Roy Hodgson has said in his press conference that he may be rested. He doesn't want to put too much pressure on him coming back from injury and stuff. Razif says best captain for this game week. I mean, if you want to take a punt, I'd say Greenwood is a really decent option as well. But I think most of the people are going to be captaining Bruno Fernandes just because he's on penalties and he's the talisman of this United team. And I think yes, many of the people are going to go with Bruno as captaincy. So, all right, just sorry, I'm checking Twitter for some news updates, or maybe I want to tell you as well. Really confused, says Nishchel. Shaw or Bissaka? Bissaka might start. To be honest with you, Nishchel, I think it's difficult even for Van Bissaka to start 3 games in 5 days. Honestly, I don't think Van Bissaka even can start. I think in one of the games they might give maybe Exulton Zabe or somebody else, a chance to start. Maybe Williams. I don't know. To be honest with you, the young players at United really well, but they might. I don't think Van Bissaka can start all 3. Martinez alternatives: Gaita, Pickford. This game week I wouldn't sell Martinez, but if you really, really want to replace him, I think Gaita, Pickford are decent options. Honestly, I mean, you could pair like McCarthy and Forster as well, but that doesn't help because we don't know which one's going to start. Watkins or DCL or Lacazette? DCL. Justin says Watkins or DCL or Lacazette? DCL for me, bro. Definitely. They've got the better fixtures, and DCL's got a double this game week. Definitely DCL for me. George Lyle says, hi Wiz, 1 free transfer, 0 million in the bank. Plan is to free hit in 36. What should I do? Kane plus Son to DCL plus Fernandes, or Kane plus Lingard to Adams plus Fernandes? It's a bit tough. I mean, to be honest with you, George, I think you're just changing the entire team for this game week, and it could work. Just maybe DCL and Greenwood, if you can get DCL and Greenwood without selling Kane. That would also be a decent option in my opinion. Max says bench which one from Son, Bale, Kane, Wood, Lingard? Oh, that's tough, bro. How can I tell you to bench one? Maybe, you know, I don't know. Bale just scored a hat trick. How can I tell you to bench him, bro? Oh, that's a bit tough, bro. I can't say which one to bench. Maybe one of the Spurs guys, but you know it's tough, Mac. I don't have any good answers for you on this one, to be honest with you. Maybe just sell one of them and you know, maybe sell Bale for Greenwood and just play him. that could be another option. I don't know which one to bench. I seriously don't have, because you know, Bale just scored a hat-trick. Technically I would tell you to bench Bale, but Bale just scored a hat-trick, so I can't tell you to bench him. Maybe Lingard if you want to. You know, he's been in good form, but he blanked in the last game. But this is really touch and go, instinct, not logic. Avni says, why are you playing Holgate over Dean or Keane or Coleman? I don't have them, bro. I brought in Holgate last week. I didn't know he was going to make a mistake. He made a blunderous mistake, and I think he might be dropped, and I'm really concerned about that, to be honest with you. Success is one goalkeeper for this game week and one for future fixtures. 2 buy and forget type goalkeeper. Gaeta and Pickford, in my opinion. If you have Martinez, you could keep Martinez too. He will, even if the games are difficult, he'll still get save points. But if you want to ask me, I'd say Gaeta or Pickford. FPL Jug says, I've roped in Greenwood. Shall I take a -4 and get Trent Alexander-Arnold? I don't think it's necessary to get Trent Alexander-Arnold this game week, Jug. So I think you can save your -4 and you can get Trent Alexander-Arnold next week as well. It all depends upon your strategy and how many players you have for the next game week. Surya says, Bamford to DCL or Cody to Dean. Which one would you go for? I would go with the Bamford to DCL. I think so, yeah. To be honest with you, I could do Cody to Dean as well, because I think after this game week, Bamford has some decent fixtures too. So yeah, I mean, although I like the Bamford to DCL move, but I could say Cody to Dean as well. Yeah, they're both good options, bro. It's just different positions, so it's a bit difficult to answer. Aditya says, I have 6.8 million. Who is the best defender for this game week as well as for the coming weeks? That's a tough one. I'd say Luka Dean is decent, because you know, Luka Dean has a double game week now. He's got a fixture in the next game week, and you know, I think he's decent. He hasn't got many attacking returns this season. Is the one point which I'm concerned about. Luka Dean. Raja says Son to Rashford. Son to Rashford or Greenwood. If I was you, I would go with Greenwood. George says got Greenwood already. So I mean, if you really want to get Fernandes, my friend, then there's no other option but to sell Kane. But I'm not sure if you'd be just, you know, it's kind of changing your entire team to just get one player. That just when I try to do that, and I have tried this many times this season as well, and in the previous years, it just doesn't seem to work out for me ever. Just, you know, just telling you my gut feeling, bro, because there's nothing logical about that. It's just about instinct. Sanjay says, hey Sanjay, welcome, bro. Kane, Son, Azpilicueta, bound to DCL, Bruno, Greenwood and Dean for a -12, but I get 8 extra plays. I mean, if you wanted to take those hits, this would be the game week to do it. I mean, you could keep one. You could possibly sell Son, Azpilicueta and Bond. Jared Bowen, but yeah, they're all midfielders, so you won't get DCL, so that's a catch. Maybe you can sell Kane and keep Son and maybe just take a -8, something like that. Should I sell Kane for DCL? Prefer if you want to. He's like the most prolific striker is Kane, you know, and he's got some decent fixtures coming up. I know maybe you're considering Wolves is not the best game. Even Leeds, you know, they're defensively better now, but Wolves at home, Aston Villa at home, Leicester, this would be a good game between them, because they must be fighting for Spurs and Leicester. Leicester for the top 4, Spurs maybe to get into the Europa League spot. So I think Kane is a decent option for me. Unless you have a transfer to burn and you can bring Kane back, I wouldn't do it. For this game week, maybe DCL is better, but long term I'd say Kane. Pick 2 between Dallas, Cody and Dawson. Who do Wolves play again this game week? I'm sorry guys, I should be knowing this, but answering your question sometimes it just skips my mind. The Wolves are playing Brighton, who are in decent form, and West Ham are playing Everton. I'd say Dawson. You know, the reason why I say Dawson is not because of his clean sheet potential, it's more about his attacking threat. Jug, it's really tough one, bro. Alexander says play Saka or Bamford. I'd play Bukayo Saka. Arsenal have got nothing to play for. They are out of the Europa League. I think Saka starts the games, and he's got a double game week, so I think he's can get more points, or at least he can match Bamford. Aditya says will Rudiger start this game week in both the games? I'm not sure. That is the reason I've benched Rudiger, bro. I'm not sure about that. Greenwood or Cavani? Greenwood, in my opinion. Pineapple says Greenwood or Zaha. I mean, if I was you, I would go with Greenwood. Zaha is more like it's like more of a a wishful transfer than a realistic one. Zaha hasn't been in the best of form. That is the only reason why I'm saying Greenwood over Zaha. Surya says, hey, should I do both Bamford to DCL and Cody to Dean? I have 2 free transfers. Surya, go for both. That is my that is my advice to you. My team: Leno, Holding, Cody, Reguilon, Salah, Jota, Lingard, Son, Kane, Vardy, Nacho. Bench: Bowen, Weltman, Sofal, Sanchez. 2 free transfers whom to bring. If I was you, I would change your keeper. If you have 2 free transfers, I'd just change your keeper. And possibly I would bring in Greenwood if I could. If I could. Selec says Son to Greenwood or Jota to Greenwood. To be honest with you, that is a very interesting question. If I was you, I would possibly, do Jota to Greenwood. If you think Jota starts both the games and does well, next game week you can easily do like Son to Jota if you want, because Spurs also have some decent fixtures coming up, and Jota. The reason why I'm saying Jota to Greenwood is because Jota, the last time when the lineups came out with United and Liverpool, Jota wasn't starting, right? So that's a bit that's a thing of a concern to me, because these games are must win for Liverpool now, and why didn't they start Jota? I'm just a bit concerned about that, so yeah. Otherwise it's all good. Jota has also got a double game week. Snipe says triple captain Bruno. Yeah, if you want. I see, the thing is, if you don't triple captain a player in this game week, next game weeks you're gonna have to triple captain a single game week player. So at least you'll have more chance this game week. John Wick says start any 2 holding size Konsa. I'd start. Martin is in goal. I'd start. That's a tough one. I'd start Holding and Konsa. Take a bit of a risk. At least if Aston Villa gets a clean sheet, you'll get a double clean sheet that way. The thing is, Brighton are a really good team right now. I see them scoring against Wolves, especially the way Wolves are conceding goals for fun. Start Azpilicueta or Cody. Monelaya, I think Azpilicueta could miss one of the games, but if I was you, I would still take a risk on Azpilicueta. If I was you, I'd possibly, Alright guys, give me a minute off. I have to take a drink of water. I've been speaking too much. My throat is absolutely just gone. Let me take a drink of water and I'll come back and answer your questions. Meanwhile, if you haven't, please like and subscribe. Alrighty. Been answering too many questions, guys. Alright, FPL Jack says, shall I play Smith Rowe instead of Lingardinho? I don't think so, my friend. I think Lingard is fine as far as I'm concerned. Lingard out for James Ward-Prowse? I don't think so. If I was you, I'd keep Lingard in my team. He's got really good fixtures upcoming. Baz says Son to Greenwood, Gundogan to Mount, and Bamford to Iheanacho. I like Son to Greenwood. I just don't think. I'm not sure about Gundogan to Mount. If you can even think about Gundogan to James Ward-Prowse. Bamford to Iheanacho is fine. You can do Bamford to Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, because Iheanacho blanks in the next game week. But otherwise, I like those moves. Definitely do. I'm just thinking about my team as well, guys. You know, what can I do with my team? Looking at how I can improve my team this game week, but also to have more players in the next game week as well. That is what I'm really concerned about. If I do kind of make a transfer, because the only transfer I'm really thinking about making is Son to Greenwood. But if I make this transfer, I just won't have enough players for for the upcoming game week, and that is what I'm really concerned about. Otherwise, I would possibly make this move because I think Greenwood is a really good option this game week. Surfrose, I've already used my triple captain. Gideon says, are you gonna stick with Leno in goal? Gideon, I'm thinking about it still. You know, I might make a transfer. I'm still at the back of my mind. I'm thinking about it. Is it a good decision to take a hit for a keeper? Because if I take a hit and I bring in a keeper, it's gonna be either Gaita or it's gonna be Pickford. You know, and I just don't like either of those options too much. You know, I hope Leno starts because earlier he was being rested maybe for the Europa League semi-final, but since Arsenal are out now, I don't see a reason why Leno shouldn't start, you know. That is the reason I'm taking a risk. If Leno doesn't start, I hope Foster gets a game. If he doesn't get a game, then so be it. Next game week he gets out of my team. Surfrose, my friend, I've answered your question, bro. I've already used my triple captain on Kane in game week, like, which one was it? 28. I got 24 points. Kane scored 1 goal and that's it. It was a bad triple captain for me this season. Nazar says Ward-Prowse for Saka. Nazar, if you want to, yes, you can. But just for me, Saka will start both the games now. Now that Arsenal have got nothing to play for, I think Saka starts the game. You know, I just want to... Somehow I just want to get Greenwood in my team. I just don't know how to do it. Maybe you guys can give me an advice. That would be really helpful, guys. Because, you know, I don't want to take out Son because of the fixtures. And also, if I take out Son now, I'd possibly, you know, I won't have enough players for game week 36, and that is the whole problem that there is to it. You know, if I take out Son now, I'll have Kane, I'll have Salah, I'll have who else I'll have? Ward-Prowse, Lingard, Dawson, Holgate. That's it, you know, and Salah. So not many players I'll have for game week 36. John Wick says this is your final team. Start Konsa or Holding. If I was you, I'd start Konsa, bro. Should I go for triple captain? Surfers, you can. Definitely can. Kane to DCL or Cavani. If you want to transfer out Kane, then it has to be for DCL or not. You can keep Kane. Definitely. Kane has some decent fixtures upcoming and you can keep Kane, bro. You don't need to sell him. I don't think you need to sell Kane. Right. I also did Son to Greenwood, says FPL Sam. If you want Greenwood that bad, you could sell Bruno, he says. Yeah, I don't want to sell Bruno. You know, Bruno is so heavily owned. Greenwood's like 9% owned. It's not a big problem for me. The problem is everybody around me, you know, around the 100k mark owns Greenwood, and that is going to be a big problem if he scores. Holding gonna start both? I think so, Avnish. I don't see a reason because David Luiz got a bit of an injury. You know, Pablo Mari, Gabriel. I just, with Arsenal, you can be sure that they'll start their best team now because they've got nothing to play for this season. I'm currently a very sad Arsenal fan after we got knocked out of the Europa League by Unai Emery. Can you imagine that? Good evening, that guy, he knocks us out. I was just so angry with that, honestly. FPL Jack says, I'm willing to take a -4 for Cody. Shall I get Keane? You can get Keane, yes, FPL Jack, but he hasn't played the last 2 games, so I'm a bit concerned there. Maybe you can go for Coleman, more safe than Keane. If Keane's fit again, let me check for you. Just I have this written here in my lineup. Let me see if I see. Yeah, I think Keane is fine. Let me see what I've written about Keane. James. What about Keane? I've written that Keane. I think Keane starts. I've not written why I think that. Sorry, I should have written it. News on Zaha. Sukraj, I think Zaha should be fine. You know, I think Zaha should be fine if you're looking to get him in. The issue is not that he's not going to start. I think he should be okay. Son or Lingard for Greenwood says success. Yeah, I think you can if you like if you're covered for Game Week 36. I think that is a decent move to make. Best Everton defender under 5.0. Coleman, I think, my friend. -4 for holding out as a doubt. If so, to who? It depends on how much money you have, Michael. You need to tell me how much you have in the bank, and then I can tell you. Tony says, hey, which combo scores more points this game week? Gaita plus holding or Mendy plus a United defender? Mendy plus a United defender. Definitely. United defender, I prefer. The thing is, I think Maguire gets more game time than other defenders, but I prefer Luke Shaw. Ajay says, hey mate, Greenwood for Ward, Greenwood and Ward for Lingard and Stones. Good idea. The thing is, Ajay, with Ward, I'm a little bit concerned because, you know, Klein has been back training. So if you bring in Ward this game week, it might be that, you know, Ward gets dropped later on for Klein, you know. So that's a bit of a risk for me there. You could think about that. Greenwood for Lingard, yes, definitely. You know, you could just reverse the move because Lingard also has some decent fixtures upcoming. So in my opinion, you could reverse the transfer if you wanted Lingard back. For this game week, Mason Greenwood, I think, yes. Do you think Phillips will fit straight back into the Liverpool 11, says Sukraj? Yes, I think so, Sukraj. He was in the lineup against United, so I think he is back. Under 5 million replacement for holding. For a -4 or hold. I think you can, Michael, you can play holding. You know, he played in the Europa League game against Villarreal. He did well. I think you can hold holding if you want. They've got some decent fixtures, and if he doesn't start, you can take him out next game week if you want. Don't take a -4, I don't think. It was a devastating game for Arsenal, but they got a London derby to play. The same old Arsenal, same old season London derby. Who cares about that, my friend? I mean, we are out of Europe after such a long time. Last season we were gonna go out of Europe as well, but you know, we made it via the back door. FA Cup we won. We had something to hold on to. Arsenal fans had some hope. This season the hope is lost. Breaking away to play the European Super League. This club doesn't have the bare bones to stay in the top 10 of the Premier League, and they want to play the European Super League against like Bayern München and Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, just absolutely shambles. Who do you think is going to win the UCL and UEL? I think the Europa League is going to be won by United, my friend, and UCL, it's a bit difficult to call. Honestly, I'm between Chelsea and City. It's difficult to call, but you know, I guess we'll know because if I had to, I have to see the game between Chelsea and City. You know, this game week before I can call the UCL. Right now, if I had to call one, I'd say Manchester City, but it's difficult. Chelsea could very well win it as well. Play Holding or Rudiger. If I was you, I'd possibly play Rudiger, bro. Over Holding, yeah, maybe. I need a 5 million midfielder. Any thoughts? 5 million. Saka 5.1 is decent, bro. If you don't have that, below 5 million, which midfielder can I? Sorry guys, honestly, I've been answering so many questions, my mind's gone. Starting to Jorginho might be a decent one, to be honest with you, my friend. You know, he takes penalties as well. Decent option, I think. If you don't want to go with Jorginho, then I think Bukayo Saka, Ademola Lookman, I think if he's fine, yeah, I think Ademola Lookman, you can go with him as well. There are not many options there, you know. If you can push it a little bit, I'd say El Ghazi is also a decent one, you know. Fazali says Captain Rashford or Greenwood. If I was you, I would think about captaining Greenwood over Rashford, just because of the foot injury and the game time that he's going to get. Not sure about that. You should make your decision, but according to me, if I had the option, I would captain Greenwood. Maybe it's because I don't own Greenwood. It's the fear at the back of my mind making me think that way. So make your decision wisely, bro. Hey Wiz, is Ward-Prowse a better pick than Jota? Not a better pick than Jota, no. This game week, still no, I'd say. No. Jota is better than Ward-Prowse every day. Alright, I need to think about if I am finally going to make a transfer to my team or not. Basically, my team currently has, 3 single game week players. Let's make that 4 if, let me put Rudiger first. If Holgate doesn't get a game because he made that blunder for the goal that Ollie Watkins scored. So, the only thing is I just honestly really, really want to get Greenwood in my team, and I can't. But I think I've got 2 United players. I don't think I should be making light transfers on the stream because they never work out. It's not about superstition, guys. It's about facts. Every time I make a live transfer, later on I just cry and regret about it all the time. Anyways, so guys, I think this is gonna be my final team. I've fought the urge to take a hit. Although if I had to take a hit, I think it should be this game week. Maybe Rudiger. I can take out Rudiger for who can I take out Rudiger for? I can take him out for Coleman, but then I already have Holgate, who I'm not sure. Not even sure if I want 2 Everton defenders. What am I thinking there? But because who can I bring in for Holgate, guys? What do you think? Can you give me a suggestion over there? Like, which player can I bring in place of Mason Holgate? Not Holgate, I mean Rudiger. Because I want to take out Rudiger. I don't want Chelsea defenders because I don't think they're nailed on. Or else, no. Again, guys, I think I'm getting confused for no reason. I've made my decisions. I have to stick with my guns. I'm not gonna make any transfers. That's decided. Alrighty, here. George Light says Coleman. Yeah, no, this is my final team, guys. No more transfers. What about Dean Henderson? Abirup, if you can, you should bring him in. The only thing you should be concerned about is if he misses a game in 36 and you don't have another keeper, then you'll have to make another transfer for your keeper. Other than that, I think Dean Henderson is a safe option. I thought so much about bringing him in for in place of Leno. Because I think he's going to play all he's the United player that we think he's going to play all the games, and so yeah, if you want, you can definitely go for him. Atal says Vardy plus Greenwood plus Zaha or Benteke plus Oba plus Rashford. Vardy, Greenwood, Zaha, 110%, bro. George Lyle says, can't believe I'm getting Lindelof back in after he trolled me this season. Lindelof is a bit of a touch and go for me. I think he starts most of the games. He sometimes does put good through balls in. He could get an assist, maybe, headed from a corner. I think out of the United defender, he's the least attacking. What do you think about Dean Henderson? Guys, by the way, 5 minutes are left. Lock your teams. Do not ramble like I'm rambling at the end, but just lock your teams. It's no time to think about your team right now. Just go and lock your teams. And by the way, if you lock your teams, then stay with me. I would love to show you a new tool which I've found for FPL, which you guys might find helpful this season as well and the next season as well. So, will Keane start now? I think so. Abirup, yes. I think so, yes. I've written in my notes that I expect Keane to start. Why I've written that? I'm not so sure. Guys, suggest me a good keeper to get in place of Leno. I don't want to go for Gaeta. I don't want to go for Pickford because I've already got Holgate. Which keeper can I go for? Can I keep Leno? Maybe. I don't know. Arsenal are a bit stupid. Anyways, alright, let me answer your questions. Let's not get confused. Now, triple captain Bruno. Yeah, you can, Rohit. Again, you see, there are not many options to triple captain after this game week. There's the last time you're getting an opportunity of a double triple game week. Triple game week has come after the first time after 2005 and 6, guys. So it's like a special occasion for FPL. So just be careful. So you won't get any opportunities. So I think if you can put it on Bruno. Yes, if I was on to Rashford for a -4. George, you can. I mean, I don't know your team since I think you told me you already got Greenwood. If you want, you can go for Rashford. If you don't, you can go for Bruno as well. I'm not sure about Rashford being how fit he is and how many games he's gonna play. That's the only thing. I think Pogba could be one as well to think about, but it is not the time to discuss these options right now. It's just 2 minutes left. Just lock your teams. Everybody, lock your teams. It's time to Zen. We don't have Smelly Web here tonight, but he always has to say this. Zen right now, guys. Zen. So don't get confused. John Wick says, Wiz, 4 minutes to go. Best of luck. Refresh your team and best of luck. Yeah, that is right. Absolutely right. Let me refresh my team and I hope I don't logged out again. Todd says keep Leno, and I'm listening to Todd. Keep Dunk or change to a double game week player. I would change Dunk to a double game week player, Fadzali. The reason is I think Dunk has got really, really difficult games to come after this. So if you can change Dunk to a double game week player. Joseph, I'd say Coleman is the best option. So yeah, go for Coleman. George says, final question, Salah or Greenwood? Captain. Whew, that's tough one, bro. If you want to go for a reliable option, go Salah. If you want to go for a differential, go Greenwood. Fadli says, to who? Again, you could go for Coleman. You could think about getting Lindelof as well. He's like a triple game week option. Other than that, you could. Who else can you go for? It depends on how much you have in the bank. It's difficult for me to kind of answer this right now. Iheanacho or Salah captain? Out of those two, my friend, I'd say Salah. Iheanacho is in good form. He plays Newcastle, so you could definitely go for Iheanacho if you want to go for a differential. Salah is a more reliable option. It's just more reliable. He's on penalties as well. He plays Southampton, who's not the best defensive team at the moment. So I would say Salah for me. But, if you want to go for a differential, then Iheanacho. Guys, lock your teams. I'm saying again, lock your teams. All right, let's keep Davis there. He's got a double game week. Let's keep Davis on the second. I won't bring Dawson ahead of him. Let's see what happens there, right? George Lyle says, let's gamble. Greenwood captain it is. That's a decent decision, mate. The thing is, it's all about instinct, right? I'm no one to kind of tell you to go Captain Greenwood when people are going for like Salah, Bruno. But I think as a differential, see, George, I told you one thing, right? I said that I might be a little bit biased towards Greenwood because I don't own him. And in FPL, fear of missing out is real, right? Sometimes at the back of your mind, psychologically, you just, you sometimes feel that the player which you don't own is going to do better than the players which you own. It's called the fear of missing out, and it's in a short we call it FOMO. So that it might be that. So that is the reason I didn't want to tell you, because although I try to be as unbiased as I can be on these streams, but at the end of the day, wizards are human as well, right? Todd says the game is being updated. That is cool, Todd. I'm glad I didn't refresh to find the game being updated, so you can still see my team. By the way, guys, I would like to show you a tool which I've recently discovered, and I find it really helpful. Not only for this season, guys, and I think it's going to be helpful for the upcoming seasons as well. So this is the tool. Somebody I think FPL Patridge tweeted about that tool, right? So this tool is called FPL.team, right? It's called FPL.team. It's, it's like, the thing about FPL is it doesn't allow you to kind of, to see your players. And let me just refresh this. I hope it doesn't get stuck. Yeah, it doesn't get stuck. So you see, this is my Game Week 35 team, and you can see my entire team, and you can take out players, and you can even plan. It shows me my team in Game Week 36. It shows me my team in Game Week 37. Shows me my team in Game Week 38. So I know which players are playing, which players are not playing. And you can here are all the players. For example, if I wanted to bring in Greenwood in place of Son, I could just write Greenwood here, and I could bring in Greenwood, and I could see what happens if I bring in Greenwood. What happens to my team in 36? Greenwood blanks, right? Fernandes blanks, Rudiger blanks. So all these things, they're pretty. I find this pretty helpful, guys. This website is very, very helpful to plan ahead for your double game weeks, for your for your team. For example, let us look at my team now that I own in game week. All right, I'm sorry, but can't find Son here for some reason. Let's type Heung-min Song. I still can't find him. All right, for some reason this is not showing me Son, but yeah, guys. By the way, they've not sponsored me or anything. It's just I'm just showing you this tool because it helps. So this is my team in Game Week 36, guys. Right? Let's bring in. Let's take out Inacho because he's not playing. Let's bring in Salah. Let's bring in Foster because obviously Leno is not getting a game. All right, so this is my team right now, right? I've got who did I bring in? I brought in Shaw, so it's not showing me my current team. So I'd just like to open this website again, and I'll enter my ID so it can update my team. By the way, you can have a look at my ID if you didn't know about that. I already mentioned it on Twitter. So you go to this website, you enter your FPL ID, and then you go to planning ahead. This will show you how to, this will open your team. So now this is my team right now, there you go. So it's Shaw in. All right, whatever it is hasn't updated yet. So I'll just take out manually. I'll take out Alonso for Luke Shaw, right? That is what I did. That was my move this game week. So see guys, here is my team for game week 36. And let's take Castagna out. All right, so see now how many players do I have which are playing in game week 36? It already shows me, so I can actually plan ahead. I could have planned ahead. And I wanted to show you this website before, earlier as well in the stream, but there were so many questions, so I could not. But you see here, so I've got Dawson, I've got Holgate, who I expect not to play. That is the reason I was thinking of transferring him out, but I didn't. So I've got how many players for, realistically, how many players have I got for 36? Kane, Salah, Son, Lingard, Ward-Prowse, Dawson, right? So that makes it 6 players, because I'm not considering Holgate. I assume that he's gonna miss, or maybe Ancelotti's gonna leave him out. Foster's, Hassan Huttel says he's going to rotate his keepers. God knows whether Foster is going to play in the double game week 35, or is he going to play in the blank game week 36? God knows. But I've got 6 players. So essentially what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take 2 hits, or I'm going to have to take 1 hit. That means I'm going to have to make 2 transfers to have a decent team. So what transfer am I planning? That is important, right? So what I can do is I could take out Son. Maybe first of all I could take out Davis, and I want to bring in Antonio because I think he has got really good fixtures, but then I've got some lack of funds which I'm gonna have to so it also shows you how much money you have in the bank as well, so that'll help you just in case, right? So I've got 1.9 million in the bank, minus 1.9 million, so I'm gonna have to compensate for that. And maybe what I can do is I can sell Castagna, maybe I can sell somebody else to bring in Antonio, maybe I can sell Son, and I could bring in Diogo Jota. All right, not this Jota, guys. Remember, when you bring in Jota, you have to be careful. You don't bring in the Jota of Aston Villa, you gotta bring in the Jota of Liverpool, right? So I've got 0.7 million in the bank, and I can already plan my transfers for 36, for 37, for 38, and I feel this tool is really, really helpful for our teams, guys. So I would encourage you all to use this tool if if you're finding like a FPL website that tedious to kind of plan your future on. So fpl.team is the website, and by the way, they have not sponsored me, so I'm just doing some help here. I'm writing the website in the comments, so you can actually, what I'll do is, yeah, I think this is the website, fpl.team, guys. So you can just go to this website and you can start planning for your future game weeks. I'm gonna come back to my team for this game week, guys. So I just wanted to show you this one tool, guys. So as I find more and new tools for FPL, I'm just gonna bring them to you so that you can also benefit from them. So I guess that was all about FPL team that I wanted to show you here. And if you've got anything else to say, you're welcome to say it. Let's see if we can get some news over on Twitter. The thing is, guys, I was just absolutely scared about Greenwood. Absolutely scared about Greenwood. At the back of my mind, I just wanted Greenwood in my team. But sometimes you just have to ride your luck. And that's what I did. Lightra says, cheers, Wiz, great stream. Fadli says, red arrow to the Wiz. Why, my friend? Why red arrow to me? No. Yash says, transfer Cody to Mitchell. I mean, Yash, that's fine. I'm not sure whether Mitchell's gonna play, how much Mitchell is gonna play. No, but at least you saved some money. Is this site accessible on mobiles? That is a good question, FPL Jug. I've not tried it. I think it is accessible on mobiles, by the way. John Wick says, cheers, Wiz, thanks for the stream. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. So guys, I think with this, we come to the end of today's Triple Game Week deadline stream, and it's been a tedious one, guys. It's been so many questions, and I had so much fun answering each and every one of you. And apologies if I didn't answer one of your questions. All right, Fadzali asked me this question before, and I forgot to answer. Maybe that is the reason he's giving me a red arrow, so I'll answer his question before I go. He says, Mandy, Castagna, Konsa, Dean, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood. Oh, you got Bruno, Rashford, and Greenwood. That's insane, my friend. Kyle Walker-Peters, Zaha, Kane, Iheanacho. I like that team a lot. I like that team. Although you don't have any Liverpool players, but I like that team, Fadzali. I'd give it, for this game week, I'd give it like 9 out of 10. Kyle Walker-Peters in midfield. Interesting. But that's a good team. Jokes aside. Yash says Crystal Palace are playing against Sheffield United and Southampton. He might play. Yeah, Yash, he might play. But the thing is, like, if you read the comments by Roy Hodgson, which hang on, I'll tell you the comments which I've written. He says, Tyrick Mitchell. He says we've been very pleased with Tyrick. In particular, I thought he was exceptionally good at the weekend, but he's not been blessed with staying fit consistently. The big thing will be to make sure he stays fit going forward, and it is not going to be a case where we get excited about him and lose him again. That's a bit, for me, that's a bit concerning for the owners of Mitchell, but a 3.8 million player, we don't have to be that concerned, right? All right. Now Fadzali says green arrow to Wiz. Thank you so much, bro. Barry says thank you, Wiz. Great stream. Alrighty, guys. With this, we come to the end of today's Triple Game Week stream, and I'll be back with you streaming again for the Game Week 36 deadline. And if I can, I try to get one more stream in during the midweek, if that's possible. So, guys, in these trying times, especially in our country, India, with COVID and all what is going on in the world, I just want to say at the end, just take care of yourselves, your loved ones, try to help everyone you can. And before that, just like when you sit in an airplane, they tell you first put on your oxygen mask and then try to help others. So put on your masks, wash your hands, take care of yourselves, and then as well try to take care of the people around you, and the world will be a better place, I hope. Take care of yourselves, guys. May the arrows be green. FPL Wizard signing out with a beautiful song for you. Bye bye, cheers, and have a great game week.